Michael, we'll start as we usually do with an injury update.
Yeah, nothing much changed really. So Jack Moylan, as you know, is great. He's running. He's on the grass. Ethan Erhon, gets edges closer. He's on the grass as well. Freddie back into team training this week, which is good news. So yeah, we're getting bodies back, which is nice.
Are any of them shouts for the bench, perhaps, to get a few fringe minutes at the weekend?
Maybe, yeah. Freddie's just into team training, so it might be a little bit early for him, but he's very close to getting back in. The other two are quite a few weeks off. Well, Ethan's a few weeks off, and Jack's further off than that. So.
One thing I wanted to touch on was what you said last week about wanting to almost prepare for next season with one eye on next season. What will that look like in your eyes?
I think we've got to be realistic of where we are. We've hit the 50-point mark, which is nice, but it's going to be difficult, if not, really challenging to even though mathematically we can get to the playoffs. That's the reality. We're probably not going to make it. Even if we were to win every game, we'd still be behind. So it's we have to win games. So I don't think it's a case of just looking at next season. I don't think that's the case. But also, I think more so it gives me an opportunity to. Or for the lads really to show me what they can do. So if we can give people opportunities to show themselves in a really competitive 8 games, I think it's great. It's great not only because we want to keep pushing and keep improving, and I think the last few performances have been fantastic, and we want to keep pushing that forward. So as we play, we've done a back 4 recently, so we're still developing into that. But it's just one eye next season means there's always something to play for, even if there's nothing to play for. There's always something to play for in professional football. Some of the lads are playing for next season and trying to get in the team more this season. So yeah, that one eye next season really means maybe if some lads that haven't started can have a start and see if we can get them going as well.
We know obviously some of the players, there's a lot of transfer interest around them, probably in Irahan, and obviously we know the situation with O'Connor. Is this Irahan injury a chance to prepare, kind of visualise what life might be without him if he does go in the summer, and obviously with Pordy out of contract as well?
Yeah, but again, the best thing is that Ethan Erhon gets back playing. That's always the best thing, and the best thing is for any footballer is they're back playing. So our first point of call is getting all the players back fit as quick as we can, and the medical team do brilliantly here for that. So Jack, Ethan, Freddie's now coming back into team training. It's about getting them playing again, and then once they start playing, then they can show themselves and show their quality. I wouldn't say it's been earmarked to see what it looks like next season. I don't think we're there yet. So it's looking at now with one eye next season, not looking at just next season, because there's still 8 games to play, there's still points to play for, and we want to finish as high as possible. That's for sure. So it's getting the balance right really. It's not just looking at next season and forget about this season. I think that'd be the wrong, and that's not the right thing to do. So it's still trying to get 3 points. It's still trying to win football matches, but might see 1 or 2 little tweaks.
There's a lot of keywords that show up when we do these conversations. One of them is consistency. It feels like that's something that's kind of been lacking in the score lines, at least, if not in performance, with a couple of 0-0s and then obviously that 5-0 win as well. How do you go about, we mentioned it last time, averaging those goals out to make sure you can get a 1 or a 2-0 win, and that's still 3 points?
I think if it was as easy to say let's average goals out against 10 games, then there'd be no coaching needed. I think more so is how can we keep scoring goals and pushing for 5 goals a game? But again, the opposition are there as well. It's not just a data game, is it? So we'd love to score more goals, and I thought against Exeter our performance was good and we couldn't score, and like I said before, they probably stodged it up a little bit, like we went to Birmingham and made it stiff for them. So that's what we have to overcome as a team, and part of our learning is against those teams, how do we score? And I think if we get the first goal, that's a different game, because teams have to come out. So that's what we keep developing and keep improving on. But then we've got a really tough game away at the weekend against a team that's flying and second, third in the league.
I just wanted to touch on that 4 at the back. It comes with this number 10 that has kind of been played with Hackett or House in the middle. Just wanted to touch on Ben House. He's gone over 1,000 minutes of League One football without a goal. Is that because he's been playing a bit further back?
A little bit. I think what Housey brings to the team is phenomenal. His effort, his endeavour without the ball is top. He's one of the top in the division for that, and if not one of the best in the division for that. And he chips in at the right time for goals. He needs to score more goals. He knows that. He needs to create more chances. He knows that as well. But what he offers the team is unquestionable. He's a big part of us. So whenever he plays, he probably has a role that is one for the team first and foremost, like all of them, and then secondly tries to get his goals. But he'll know he needs to chip in with more, and that's just sometimes that's minutes, and sometimes that's him being a little bit more calm in front of goal.
And is it trying to find that number 10, that perfect number 10 that will make this system kind of click? Because he's clicking at moments, but like you say, averaging it out.
Is Jude Bellingham available? He's probably
I'll see for you.
Yeah, I think there's always qualities, and it's always trying to find perfection. But the reality is that they've all got their own strengths, and they all have different strengths. So within the role and how we play, whoever's playing in the wide areas, the 10s and 9s, they've all got different strengths. So it's more for me about blending those strengths into the team.
Wycombe at the weekend, a team with quite a lot to fight for, you could say.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really tough game. They've been, when Matt was there, they were flying and doing really well. Obviously, a change of style a little bit and a change of management. Still up there, still trying to fight. Got some really good experienced players and some really good strength and power on the top line. When they came to our place, I thought they were very good. And we know it's going to be a tough game. We know it's going to be a tough game away from home, but we want to try and get something out of the game. And again, this is about getting 3 points first and foremost, and whatever team is on the pitch will have the capability of doing that if we play well. And if we perform like we have done over the last few games, we can get anything out of the game. But it's going to be tough. We know that it's going to be tough, and we've just got to keep pushing. And
there's no doubt where their main threat is up top with Richard Kone. How do you go about nullifying that?
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. Like I say, he scored 18 goals this season. If you give him half a chance, he knows where the back of the net is. But his all-round game's good. He's strong. He's powerful. But I back our centre halves against anyone in this league: Pordy, Jacko, Tom Hamer, Lewis Monsma, whoever plays there. I back all of them to be able to deal with the best in the business in this league. But again, they have to perform and be on it, because he'll give a threat in behind, and we have to manage that really well.
And finally, the weather's come out today. Do you prefer football in the summer or in the winter?
Definitely the summer. The weather's a lot better today, and it's not actually windy up here because it's usually really windy. So it's nice coaching in the sun really. So that's really nice.